Greetings, my name is Neosekken, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Higurashi When They Cry Chapter 5. In the last episode, we've basically, I think, are now witnessing the beginning of Shion's rampage throughout Hinamizawa that we've only seen from Keiichi's perspective in Chapter 2. So what happened was, Shion attended the after party for the festival at the Sonozaki main house, got drunk, decided to sleep over in Shion's room, woke up at 3 in the morning, overheard some stuff that made Shion very concerned that Mion and Uryu were discussing about, namely the new information relating to Tomitaki and Takano's mysterious deaths. And Shion just took this information and just went wild with it in her head. And not helping matters was that Mion came out of the room once the phone started ringing, and she got quite forceful and intimidating with Shion once she found that she was out there and that she was there in the hall. And one thing led to another, and Shion decided to tase Mion for her troubles, and then after that, do the same to Uryu, and then decide to take them both down to the underground torture chambers underneath the Sonozaki household, because she decided then and there that if I'm gonna go down, I'm gonna go down fighting, and I'm gonna make sure that I avenge Satoshi-kun and get some answers. Because based on what I've just overheard you two speaking about, I am now convinced you had something to do with this curse that's been going on for the past few years. That's her reasoning. So to that end, she started interrogating Mion and tried to do the same with Uryu, but she found out quickly after she tried to get her to wake up that she ended up dying after Shion tased her with her stun gun. Very fortunate for Uryu, all things considered, but that kind of threw a big wrench into Shion's plans a bit here in regards to trying to get information on what both she and Mion know about the inner workings of the curse. So instead, she decided to mostly just focus her interrogation work on Mion, and at the end of everything, Mion was just left in tears, essentially, fearful of her life, and Mion's pretty much convinced that there has to be a agent that was working under Uryu's orders, and that would carry out the curse they carry out the curse every year on her behalf, and that the two most likely candidates that she could think about were Mayor Kimiyoshi, who was Mayor Kimiyoshi and Rika Furude, the two leaders of the other three families in Hinamizawa. So, once she started thinking about that, that's when I realized that must be why she ended up targeting them in Chapter 2. Because we already just witnessed how Uryu ended up dying and why. It was just completely accidental. Mion, we can basically probably say here that she was probably killed at some point here because, she outlived her usefulness at that point, or some other similar reason to that effect. And Satoko, she probably was killed because, she just showed up at a very inconvenient time, but Shion decided, I never liked you anyway, so I'm gonna make your remaining hours absolute hell. I must stress, I'm just speculating here. I have no definite proof that this is what happened in the case of either Mion or Satoko. But I'm pretty reasonably sure I now know why Rika and Mayor Kimiyoshi at least were targeted. And finally, as I learned in the tips that I unlocked at the end of the last episode, there are certain quote-unquote ministries within the Sonozaki family that all act independently of each other in order to help keep the secrets of the Sonozaki family under tight control. But because of how these things are structured, there's a lot of things about the other ministries, so to speak, in this family that may not don't really know everything about what these other ministries do. So what that means is it's probably possible that there are certain factions within these different ministries, these different factions within the Sonozaki family, that may do things of their own accord, and the other parts of the family may not know anything about it. Which made me start speculating, maybe it's possible that one of these factions might have something to do with this curse that seems to be plaguing Hinamizawa for the past half-decade. I have no proof for this either, it's just speculation, just like with Mion and Satoko's reasons for being killed. But nevertheless, I think it was a very interesting little bit of information that presented a very interesting possibility to me that I'm going to be keeping in the back of my mind going forward. And I think that pretty much covers everything. So I'm going to assume that now we're going to see Shion go after Kimiyoshi, because he ended up dying before Rika. So yeah, I imagine Kimiyoshi is going to have a very miserable time before he ends up biting the dust. Poor guy. Here we go. I was having such a happy dream. Satoshi-kun was in the dream. He was leading his normal everyday life. He was back on the baseball team. Irie and I acted normally around him because we knew that's how mature people should act. Oh, whoops. We welcomed him back, as if he had been here with us the whole time. Although he hits well in practice sessions, he still doesn't do well in a real game. Come on, Satoshi-kun. 3 strikes already? I'm cheering for you. Then Satoshi-kun pouted as he mumbled. I felt tears pouring down my face. Oh.
Satoshi-kun. Satoshi-kun.
The happy dream faded out with my sobs. The harder I tried to focus on it, the faster it faded. Soon it was all gone. I could see the bright morning sun through a crack in the curtains. I was in Mion's room at the Sonozaki house. When did I come back? I was crouching in the corner of the room and crying. So, gaps in your memory. I believe that was another symptom that Keiichi suffered from too, in the question arcs. A dream is a dream. I wish I hadn't woken up. But one must wake up from a dream. We live in a world where there are no dreams, and that's why we always wake up. But I wasn't sure if I was the only one dreaming that dream. Because I felt like Satoshi-kun was right beside me.
Satoshi-kun? 帰ってきてくれたんだ。
There was no reply. That was the rule. If it was Satoshi-kun, I wish he'd smile at me just once. But Satoshi-kun's presence faded away, as if he were never there to begin with. I heard the phone ring by the front door. Ah, that's right. I was the only one in the house now. I had to answer it. I got up to walk to the front door. I felt unsteady, so I put my hand on the wall to support myself. I hardly got any sleep. Sleep deprivation is definitely not going to help your head in any way. That's for sure. On top of everything else. It was like I had a bad cold. The phone continued to ring. I probably didn't have to answer it, actually. But I was still half asleep, and all I could think of was answering the phone.
はい、園崎です。
朝早くにすみませんな。君吉でございます。
Well, what a funny little turn of events this is. You of all people, just happened to call right smack in the morning.
おばあちゃんまだお休みですかな?
It was Uncle Kimiyoshi.
はい。昨日のが答えたみたいです。しばらく寝かせておこうと思います。
そうだね。無理に起こしちゃ悪いな。ミオンちゃんもこれから学校だよね。じゃあ枕元に伝言を置いといてもらってもいいかな。
わかりました。何と伝言しましょう。
昨日の件で緊急に役員会を開くことになったんだけど、それをね、今日の夕方の5時から神社の集会所でって伝えてもらえる?
And right on his way home, you're gonna intercept him.
わかりました。伝えておきます。
As soon as I put the phone down, it rang again.
はい、園崎です。
早朝から申し訳ありません。葛西と申しますが、ミオンさんですか？おはようございます。
葛西さんですか？おはようございます。
シオンさんはまだそちらにいらっしゃいますか？
I wasn't panicked, but I hesitated. I could tell him no, or I could play both Mion and Shion.
シオンはさっき顔を洗ってました。呼んできますね。
I decided to play two parts. I went back and forth down the hallway and picked up the phone again.
葛西？おはようです。
おはようございます、シオンさん。今日は登校されますか？
するわけないです。たるいし。
まあそんなとこだとは。それでシオンさん、沖宮へ帰る足はありますか？若いのに迎えに行かせますが。
君吉のおじいちゃんとかそのあたりに送ってもらおうかなと思ってます。私のことは放っておいてくれて OK です。
親父さんから出席日数だけは守らせるように厳命を受けていますので、私の小指のためにもご協力をいただきたいもんです。
I'm sorry, Kasai, but I got some revenging to do, if that's even a word.
まあ気が向いたら努力します。それより葛西、聞いてる？
聞いてるとは？
昨日のあれ。
一応は。恐ろしい話です。
これまでのたたりの犠牲者はさ、みんなダム戦争の時の戦犯だったわけじゃない？それが今年はちょいと路線が違う感じですよね。どう思う？
さあ、私の預かり知るところの話ではありません。
Kasai wasn't the type to talk too much. If it was about something complicated, he usually responded like that.
夕べの犠牲者の2人がどうしてお社様のたたりを受けたか知ってる？
いいえ。
実は夕べちょっと聞いた話だと、なんか綿流しの最中に最後殿にこっそり忍び込んだらしいよ。鍵を針金か何かで開けて。
Kasai went silent for a while. I held my breath while waiting to see how he responded. I expected him to say that he couldn't believe those people were chosen as victims just for sneaking to a storehouse. I bet his response is gonna be exactly like Mion's. I expected him to say that it was just too unrealistic.
そうですか。バカなことを。
あまあ富武さんもそのあたりには疎いよそ者だったってことだね。
I went along with Kasai, but I felt disturbed on the inside. Kasai didn't wonder why breaking into the ritual storehouse would justify their deaths. I'd known Kasai for a long time, which is why I knew there was a heavy meaning to what he said.
でさ、葛西、実はさ、私もなんだけど。
入ったんですか？西宮殿に？シオンさんが？
その高野さんに一緒にどうって誘われてさ、高野さんと富武さん、そして私とほら前原屋敷に引っ越してきた圭一って男の子と一緒に4人で。
I heard Kasai sighing heavily. Even though he didn't say a word, I could tell he was shocked. I'd never known him to act this way before.
シオンさん、去年ああいう一件があったばっかりなんですよ。今度はどうけじめをつけられるおつもりですか？
去年が爪3枚だったから奮発して5枚くらい言っとく？あ、ごめん。でもふざけてるわけじゃないんだよ。そりゃ私だってヤバいとこだって認識はあったよ。少しは。でもさ、そこまでヤバいことなわけ？
シオンさんは仮にも園崎本家に縁ある方です。今さらそんなこと言ってまかり通ると思いますか？
No, not
って
really.
いうか、だって私ずっと沖宮。ばあさんに嫌われて以降、ひなみ沢にはほとんど近づいてもいない。その上、学園に閉じ込められて過ごしてたんですよ。そんなの私が知るはずないじゃない。
I heard another sigh from Kasai. That sigh told me my excuses would be useless.
シオンさん、私はあなたの味方のつもりです。極力シオンさんを信じてあげたいと思っています。ですが、いくら私でもかばいきれないことがあります。第一、
ごめん。お願いが来たから切ります。じゃね。
I interrupted Kasai and hung up. Something tells me you should not have done that. I didn't want to hear it. I didn't want to hear Kasai reject me. He wasn't rejecting you, though. He was trying to tell you that he is your ally. It's just he's not... he can't handle everything that comes your way because there are just some dangers in life that you can't protect you from. Because, you know, that's a fact of life. He who had been my ally all my life.
チェ、参ったなあ。
I could hear the sound of the cicadas. The sound made it feel like I was being cooked on a huge frying pan, making a sizzling noise. I couldn't help feeling remorseful. Now I knew that sneaking into the ritual storehouse wasn't a laughing matter. But I really didn't know it at the time. I don't know, I think it would have been very easy to infer that it was not a good idea, even if you didn't know the specifics on why you couldn't go in. I mean, for crying out loud. I mean, didn't you acknowledge earlier that you know that the kids in the village were frequently told not to go in because it was forbidden? Sure, the door was locked, so they didn't want anyone to go in. Then why did they change the lock? What did they say? I think it was that Rika-chama said the previous lock was too heavy for her, so she had changed to that cheap one. That was how Takano-san broke in. If the heavy lock was still there, this wouldn't have happened. You're just redirecting the blame that you should be pinning on yourself for your own poor decisions onto someone else who really doesn't deserve it, Shion. I sat my own forehead. Then I took a deep breath. I had to calm down. What was the point of fussing now? I'd already passed the point of no return. There was no use thinking otherwise. The hag was already dead. Even if she wasn't, she was now at the bottom of the well. Therefore, it was already past the point where I could just cut my fingers off in apology. I felt so unstable. I'd walked on the fence around the swings at the park before, as if I was walking on a tightrope. It was fun because even if I fell, it was only a very short distance. But it wouldn't have been fun if I were up really high. At that very moment, I was in fact already on a tightrope that was a lot higher than the fence at the park. As soon as I took a step, the rope behind me would vanish. I couldn't step back because there was nothing behind me. That was, in short, the current situation I found myself in. Just standing in one spot was all I could do. Or you could tread carefully. Even if I never took another step, I'd fall if I wasn't careful. If I forced myself to walk, the danger would only increase. But if I didn't move, I would fall eventually. I couldn't see what was ahead of me. There was no guarantee I'd ever find firm ground. But if I stopped, there was only one fate waiting for me. I have to move onward. If staying here guaranteed death, then I'd rather try to walk, even if I die as a result. Even if there was a dead end ahead of me, at least I tried my hardest. In general, I try to be optimistic. I could accept my life not lasting particularly long. But I wouldn't go easily. I'd struggle as much as possible. I'd already killed the hag. For that, there could be no other punishment than death. I knew my life would end soon. In other words, I was actually already dead.
死人がなおもあがこうとしたら
I suppose not.
そりゃ特攻あるのみでしょ
I clenched my fists tightly as I muttered. Even if I had to die, I couldn't die easily. This was my chance to avenge Satoshi-kun. Who did it? For what purpose? And why? You know, I really don't think Satoshi would approve of what you've done already and are going to do now. Because I'm pretty sure he wouldn't want a person he'd consider a friend, even if he only knew the real you for just a single day, to just basically become a bloodthirsty killer. Most certainly not in his name, for that matter. I was going to investigate. I was going to question. I was going to expose. Yes, I was going to settle the score. I'd carry out the plan I came up with yesterday. I could hide the hag's death somehow. All I'd have to say is that she hadn't been feeling well since Watanagashi. I could do it all while pretending to be Mion. Just in case her friends at school became suspicious, maybe I'd start telling them I hadn't been feeling well either. In fact, I did feel groggy from my lack of sleep. When I became Neon, Shion would automatically disappear. I'd already told Kasai that I snuck into the shrine storage, so he'd probably end up telling people that I was demoned away, due to the curse of Orishiro-sama. The last person I'd have to think about was the fourth one who snuck into the ritual storehouse, Keiichi Maebara. Maybe I can use him as bait to lure out the enemy. Sorry, Kei-chan. You're going to be my bait. Poor Keiichi. I felt a little bad, since I was starting to like him. With all that figured out, let's go to school. I'd gone to school as Mion before, so I knew how things worked. It was almost time to leave the house. Hey, Reina.
遅い遅い待っててくれたわけ？先に行っちゃってもよかったのに。
あれ、ミオン。お前、顔が赤くないか？息も妙に荒いし。
みーちゃん、ひょっとして具合悪くない？
Rena put her hand on my forehead.
レナの手、冷たいな。
Or maybe you just have a fever.
みーちゃん、ちょっとだけど熱あるよ。そんな大したことないよ。
Yeah, fever. Keiichi had one too.
半日もすればケロッと治っちゃうって。
It definitely has to be the same affliction that he suffered. You just responded to it a bit differently. At least at the start.
本当に大丈夫かよ。あんまり無理するなよ。
あれ、ケイちゃん、気遣ってくれるの？嬉しいな。
I always thought he was a goofball, so I was a little surprised. I thought they would tease me, but they didn't.
無理しない方がいいと思うな。先生にはお休みだって伝えとくよ。大丈夫大丈夫。風邪薬も飲んだし、すぐに効いてくると思うから。
じゃあ行こうか。くれぐれも無理するなよって言いながら。時間。
走らないと間に合わない。スリリングな朝になっちゃったね。鈍った体にはちょうどいいカツかもね。走ろ。それでは委員長、号令。
Hello, Curry Maniac. How are you doing?
起立。気をつけ。
I made the same mistake before. I never learn, do I?
みーちゃん、本当に大丈夫かな？今日は具合悪そう。あら、そうなんですの。それはよくありませんわね。
And good morning to you, Satoko. It was a good idea to make them believe I was sick. Even if I did things differently from Mion, I had an excuse.
まあ、あれだ。女の子には体調が悪くなる日もあるってことだな。
僕にはそんな日はないのですよ。みぱー。
Mion's friends kept each other occupied and left me alone. Keiichi Maebara. He might suddenly disappear one day. I couldn't let that happen. That would be like letting a fish take the bait and swim away while I was fast asleep with a fishing pole in my hands. I couldn't miss the moment the enemy took a bite out of Keiichi. I had to be very careful. But it was impossible to keep my eyes on him 24 hours a day. Spying on him at school like this wasn't good enough. Should I have him meet with Shion and let her explain that he's in danger? Maybe we could set up a strategy together. I didn't think Keiichi realized how serious a crime it was to step into the ritual storehouse. I hadn't, after all. Since last year, all the incidents that related to the curse had probably been investigated in secret. People involved with the three families would know about the incidents from last night, but Keiichi shouldn't know anything. If he knew where he stood now, he'd be more cautious too. That should make him more aware of his surroundings, and maybe he would notice if anything odd took place. The teacher caught him sleeping, so she ordered him to go wash his face. He walked out into the hallway. "No washing your face without my supervision!" I was sleepy too. I had to be alert, but I couldn't clear my mind due to my lack of sleep. I decided to go home early. Since I've been pretending to be sick since morning, my request was approved. As I exited the building, I saw Keiichi washing his face.
やっぱケイちゃんはこっちの流しを選んだか。表の方が気分いいもんね。
あ、ミオンか。授業サボるなよな。
It looked like it felt refreshing for him to wash his face with cold water. I washed my face too, but it didn't feel as good as it looked.
ミオン、風邪の方はいいのかよ。眠いのは寝不足じゃなくて、風邪薬の副作用なんだろ？
ん？あはは、実は内緒なんだけど、昨日はお祭りの後で親族の宴会に巻き込まれちゃってさ。それでエンドレスに。
Well, that's true. Gulp. I pretended to drink with an invisible glass.
徹夜明けかよ。心配して損した。
Keiichi exaggerated his reaction, but he still seemed worried.
じゃあな、俺は教室に戻るぜ。帰りは気をつけろよ。ふらふらして側溝や用水路に落ちるなよ。
Keiichi turned around to go back to the classroom.
あ、そうそう、ケイちゃん。
I stopped Keiichi. He, in response, turned around.
なんだ？
変なことを聞くけど、深く考えないで答えてね。
それは内容によりけりだな。
昨日の綿流しの晩さ、富武さんと高野さんに会わなかった？
I noticed Keiichi's body tense up. His reaction proved that he felt guilty about sneaking to the ritual storehouse. He was frightened that Mion Sonozaki might know about it. I guess this was enough to give him a certain impression of Mion Sonozaki. Me too, frankly.
富武さんと高野さんはわかるよね。ほら、ケイちゃん、お祭りの前日準備の時、シオンと一緒に4人でお話ししてたでしょ？
I could clearly see how dismayed Keiichi felt. He was trying to come up with an excuse.
さあ、どうかな。あったような、合わなかったような。
He was both a bad liar and a bad actor. He wasn't really that intelligent at all. If only you knew. Well, that would make him a suitable friend for Mion. Well, to be more accurate, he's very intelligent in some areas and an absolute dumbass in others. Well, that would make him a suitable friend for Mion. He was just a brat, unlike Satoshi-kun. Although, when it came to line and acting, Satoshi-kun was of about the same level. Maybe Keiichi should be credited for at least trying to tell a lie. Satoshi-kun wouldn't have even said a thing. I didn't need to be thinking about him right now.
そう。じゃあもう一つ質問ね。同じく昨べ、シオンに会わなかった？
This was a very mean question. Keiichi was perplexed, as I'd expected.
それ昨日も聞いたよな。俺会ったかどうかわからないって答えたと思ったぜ。
Huh? I'd asked him that yesterday? He must have meant that Mion asked him that question. In other words, she asked him that after he left the storehouse and got back together with his friends. Damn you, Mion. When I asked her, she said she had no idea we went into the ritual storehouse. Shit.
そうだっけ？
Yeah, Yeah, I remember now. That little scene. I think she did have at least a very good idea. She probably just didn't tell you about it, is all.
また改めて聞いたら違う答えが返ってくるかなって思ってさ。
どうして会ったかどうかをそんなに気にするんだよ。
He was getting defensive. Keiichi couldn't hide his panic as he flared up at me.
大したことじゃないの。富武さんと高野さんとシオンとケイちゃんをね、悪く言ってる人たちがいるの。何が悪いんだかはよく聞いてないんだけどね。
Keiichi was really perplexed now. This wasn't fun at all, but it could still be an interesting game.
私、ケイちゃんが悪いことをするなんて信じてないから。でも、ちょっとだけ聞いてみたかったから聞いてみたの。不愉快な思いをさせてごめんね。
I made sure Keiichi felt a sense of crisis, then left. Well, you did a good job of that. Nobody can tell us apart. We're Mion and Shion, perfect twins. Well, I noticed a few details that kind of clued me in to the cracks in your Mion mask. So it's not that as perfect as you think. When I returned to the Sonozaki house, I saw a woman with an apron on. It was a housekeeper. Her name was Shimoko-san. The hag had a few housekeepers who took care of the chores around the house.
ミオンちゃん、本当によかった。
ありゃ、シミコさん。何かご用で？
Today was her turn to come help out the house. She'd arrived, but the gate was locked and she couldn't get in. She called, but there was no answer, so she had just been standing there, not knowing what to do. Climb! Climb the gate!
バッチャですね。綿流しの祭りで面白くないことがあったみたいで、昨べからすごく機嫌が悪いんです。
ああ、そうですか。
Shimoko-san tried to remember if she had done something wrong.
別に無視してるんじゃなくて、寝込んでるだけなんです。
She's just sleeping in a very evil manner, because she's just in a very evil mood, because she's just a very evil old hag. Did I mention she was evil?
昨べ、だいぶ遅くまでカリカリしてたから、多分まだ起きられないんじゃないでしょうか。知ってるでしょ？一度機嫌を損ねたバッチャが、どれだけの期間機嫌が悪いかを。
そうですね。 困りましたね。
しばらく顔を見せない方がいいと思います。シミコさんに悪気がなくても、バッチャは何かと咎めてくるに違いありませんから、こういう時は私に任せといてください。
そうですか？それは助かりますけど。
シミコさん、申し訳ないんですけど、他のお手伝いさんにもしばらく来なくていいと伝えてもらっていいですか？バッチャの機嫌が治ったらこっそり電話しますから。しばらくそっとしてあげてください。
Shimiko-sen bowed, then left on her bicycle. Anyone who had ever experienced Granny's wrath would understand. Just ask my fingers! They understand perfectly. I headed into Mion's room, set our alarm clock for 2 p.m., and crawled into her bed. I need to recover quickly. I had to be sharp, calm, and cool-headed. School should be out by 2 p.m. Maybe I'd get in touch with Keiichi. I'd have to call him. There would also be a staff meeting at the Farood Shrine Assembly Hall in the evening. All the leaders of the 3 families, their relatives, and the town council members would gather at this meeting. They were all authority figures in Hinamizawa. I'd be attending in place of the hag, who was sick. I had to worry about the rest when I got there. People shouldn't notice that Mion and the hag were missing for a long time. I didn't need to worry, as I had plenty of time. I checked the alarm once more, then fell asleep as if someone switched me off.
もしもし。
あ、園崎の妹の方です。こんにちは。今はお時間大丈夫ですか？
シオンか。ミオンと同じで今日は寝不足で寝込んでるんじゃないかと思ったぜ。
え？ひょっとしてお姉、早退ですか？お姉らしい。
Keiichi had no idea that the Mion he saw earlier was actually me. He didn't notice when we talked in person, so there's no way he would notice on the phone. I never knew that playing 2 roles would be so much fun. Well, I'm glad at least one of us is getting some semblance of fun out of this. Me and Keiichi certainly weren't. To feel such enjoyment in this game of life or death, maybe I was getting used to this situation. Or maybe my senses had gone numb. Or maybe you just have a sadistic side to you that's just having a ball right now.
ごめんな。ちょっと親が電話待ちをしてるんで、そんなに長話はできないんだ。何の用だ？
お話ししたいことがあったんですけど、長電話が無理じゃ仕方ないですね。
じゃあさ、会って話をしないか。ついでに図書館にも案内してもらえるとありがたい。
図書館って駅前の私立図書館ですか？別にいいですよ。バイトのついでってことで。
We decided to meet in Okinomiya. It wasn't easy to get there from Hinamizawa, but I had to hurry. I couldn't run to Keiichi as he was heading there himself. I recalled that the key to the hag's motorcycle was in her secret drawer. Or you had a motorcycle? Definitely never expected that. The hag usually got driven around for public events, but when she had her own errands, she rode her motorcycle. Oh, wait, is it like a moped or something? Keiichi, I assumed, was going to ride his bicycle. I tried to get to Okinomiya before he did. Keiichi arrived quite a bit later than me. Motorcycles are faster, after all. There's hardly any traffic lights to worry about on the way here, either.
ミオンと違ってシオンは待ち合わせ時間を守るな。しみじみ。
お姉を標準にされるといろいろと困ります。
少しフラフラしてないか？お前も昨べは寝不足だろ。隠しても無駄だぞ。で、学校を早退したに違いない。
残念でした。私はそもそも今日はずる休みしてますので。私お姉より容量いいですから。
And crazier.
おいおい、学校をずる休みするのを容量いいとは言わないと思うぞ。
じゃあ先に用事を片付けます。時間もそんなにないですから。図書館へ行くんですよね。
ああ、頼むよ。おふくろの借りてる本の返却期限が今日までらしいんで。図書館は遠いのか？
すぐ近くですよ。
I meant it when I said we didn't have much time. I had to hurry a little. I was just going to talk to him on the phone, but I ended up coming all the way to Okinomiya. After our talk, Keiichi would slowly head back to Hinamizawa on his bicycle. I'd have to rush back there while making sure I didn't run into him. Otherwise, I couldn't make it on time for the meeting. Maybe I could be a little late, but since I need to hear everything they were going to discuss, I didn't want to be. This was the Shishiboni Public Library. It was sizable, filled with a collection of moldy, smelly books. It's a good smell, though. But they did have air conditioning, and it was quiet. It was the perfect place for when you wanted to be alone. After Satoshi-kun disappeared last year, I came here a lot to think about various things. This was where I first met Takano-san. I didn't want to run into her with Keiichi in tow. But then remembered that she was already dead. I was about to say, you do remember she's dead, right? The first floor of the building was occupied by government offices. The library itself was on the second floor, so we had to walk up a huge staircase to get there. I tasted cool air on my skin as soon as I walked through the automated door. Unlike outside, it was very quiet in here. The room temperature was both comfortable and suitable for books. I could smell the old pages.
どこの図書館も似たようなもんだな。
Keiichi walked up to the return table after he said so. Because it was a weekday, there was hardly anyone around. It really was very quiet. I was going to chat about some ordinary things, and then move on to the main subject. After Keiichi returned the books, I invited him into the intersection of the library. Keiichi knew Mion well, but he didn't know me at all. He showed an interest in our life story. This was exactly where Takano-san told me about the true history of Hinamizawa a year ago. I was about to tell Keiichi about things that were very similar to that. Did God have a sense of irony?
言われてみれば。
Now that you mention it.
例のおもちゃ屋も親類の人が経営してるみたいだったな。そういえばエンジェルモートも親類の人が経営してるんじゃないのか？
I told him the reason why the Sonozaki family was so powerful in this area. I assumed that since Keiichi came from the city, there was a good chance he couldn't even begin to understand how one old family could literally control an entire area. Unless I explained to him how powerful the Sonozaki family was, he wouldn't understand what kind of danger was barreling toward him.
特に金融・不動産関係は強いですね。あと商工会議所の役員も何割かは園崎姓かその親類がついてます。沖宮一帯を評伝に市議会議員と県議会議員にも園崎がいますし。
ちょっと待て。なんだかすごい話になってきたぞ。沖宮の町中に親類が経営する店があって、特に金融不動産に強い。しかもその上、商工会議所の役員の何割かが親類で、しかも地元選出の議員までいて。
Keiichi counted with his fingers. He was clearly surprised to hear all that about the Sonozaki family. It seemed he was flexible enough to accept even something that sounded outrageous to him. He was starting to understand things, although slowly. The way he viewed Shion Sonozaki was changing little by little, too. That should be enough background information. Now I could go on to explain about Mion Sonozaki, the successor. Then I changed the subject, like Takano-san did with me. I go on to talk about the curse of Orishiro-sama, and then the series of mysterious deaths.
ひょっとして、園崎家って、この辺り一帯じゃ、すごいんじゃ。
And here comes the one and only Oushi to throw a big wrench into my schemes. Anyway, hi, how you doing?
すごいんです。
A fat man with a cigarette suddenly cut into our conversation. Ushi's not just a fat man with a cigarette. Show some respect. Ushi? How is he here?
どうも。こんにちは。今日はデートですかな？羨ましいですね。
そうだと思ったら邪魔しないでほしかったですね。おいさん。
What timing. It couldn't be coincidence. I knew this man too well. He was crafty, sly, and clever. His presence here just can't be a coincidence. Did he see us somewhere in town and follow us? But why? Did he need something from me, Keiichi, or perhaps the both of us? From what I could guess, I didn't think it was me that he wanted something from. It was almost like he was trying to keep Keiichi away from me. Ushi was aware I gave false testimony to protect Satoshi-kun last year. Maybe he didn't think he could talk to Keiichi if I was around. Why did Ushi need to talk to Keiichi? It must be about the incident from yesterday. I'm sure there are plenty of plainclothes officers at the festival, so they had to have seen who was last with the victims. In other words, Keiichi and me. But Ushi knew I was hard to deal with. That's why he was focusing on Keiichi at present. Why did he have to show up at a time like this? It's just what he does, Shion, as you should be well aware. He just likes ruining a good perp's day. It's what he's literally paid for.
前原さんでしたよね。あなたもタフな人ですね。
Well, then again, in this instance, he has no reason to suspect either you or perps of anything, but all the same, he just has a very good sense of timing, for all the right and wrong reasons.
園崎姉妹
Gotta admire
を
him
二
for
股
that,
か
if
けて
nothing else.
いや、そんな、二股だなんて。
Keiichi looked at me, hoping for assistance. He blushed. The way he panicked reminded me of Satoshi-kun. That aside, this wasn't going well. Ushi might even start talking about my relationships with Satoshi-kun. I didn't want him to, nor did I want Keiichi to have any preconceptions. Ushi took a quick glance at me. His eyes told me something. He was purposely talking about the things I'd rather not talk about. He was basically telling me to leave, or he'd continue on to something that was worse than what we were currently talking about. He didn't use words, but his eyes clearly communicated that anyway. Damn that big fat weasel.
あ、ごめんなさいケイちゃん。私もうバイトの時間なんです。
あ、そうなのか？
I realized I wouldn't achieve anything like this, even if I stayed longer, so I used my part-time job as an excuse to leave. Wushi looked at me and grinned. Damn it. He won today, but I'll win next time.
そういえば、今日はシオン、何か話があるんじゃなかったのか？なんなら。
また今度。あ、バイトが終わったら電話します。夜なら電話大丈夫ですよね？
ああ、大丈夫だと思う。
じゃあ今夜電話しますので、その時に。じゃあ。
The hag's motorcycle had become my primary means of transportation. My next stop was the staff meeting at the Fruit Shrine's assembly hall. It was easy to imagine how a normal meeting would play out if it were just celebrating the end of Watanagashi. But today's staff meeting was likely going to be as strained as the Sonozaki family councils. Yes, the staff meeting was going to deal with the heart of Hinamizawa. I couldn't let my guard down, even for a moment. I rested for a while at the house, then left for the meeting. I walked up the long stairs to the Fruit Shrine. At the top, I saw some elderly men smoking in front of the hall. Since they had a minor fire a long time ago, it had been made into a non-smoking area.
あれ、ミオンちゃんかい。
The head of the Kimiyoshi family, Uncle Kimiyoshi, noticed me and waved. He must not have expected Mion to come alone. Normally it would have been either the hag by herself, or Mion tagging along as an assistant.
バッチャは夕べのあれ以来機嫌を相当悪くしちゃいまして、誰も近づけず布団にこもりきりです。
They all understood how troublesome she was when in a bad mood. They smiled bitterly in sympathy.
じゃあ今日はミオンちゃんがそのお嬢さんから話とか聞いてる？
一応。
What did he mean, has Oryu-sen told you anything? That line by itself didn't really explain much. The staff meeting was usually led by the mayor, the head of the Kimiyoshi family. And he'd asked me, as a substitute for the Sonozaki family head, if I heard anything from her. I then realized who was supposed to lead today's staff meeting.
おじじゃなくて、君吉さん、今日の会合だけど司会私じゃないと。
According to the ranking order at the family councils, any substitute for the Sonozaki family head is above the Kimiyoshi family head. In other words, I'd have to lead today's meeting. There was no way I could do that.
大丈夫大丈夫。おじいちゃんがやるから。ミオンちゃんは座ってればいいよ。お嬢さんから聞いてる話があったら話してくれればいいからね。
村長、そろそろ始めますかいね。全員揃いましたね。
The smokers put out their cigarettes and went back into the hall. The tables were set in a horseshoe shape, and I was told to sit next to the chair reserved for the chief. The seat opposite mine was empty. Considering its location, it was probably for the Farud family head, Rika Farud. But somebody had said earlier that everybody was already here. Either Rika-chama had called in absent, or the empty seat was just a formality. Why was she absent at this point? I don't remember if Yeah, I don't think I remember anything in Chapter 2 that could explain why she was absent here. So this is odd. Knowing the subject of this meeting, I don't think that the Furude family head would even want to attend. Even if Rika-chama actually attended, she wouldn't be able to say anything. All she'd usually do at the Sonozaki family councils was draw pictures on a notepad. She'd probably end up drawing pictures in this meeting, too. Besides, they probably didn't want her to hear anything unpleasant. In this way, the empty Furude family seat was easily explained. When everyone was seated, the head of the Women's Association served tea. Yeah, I guess it does make sense, if looked at from that way. She gave me an evil look, trying to tell me to help out. I got up and did so. After that, everyone fell quiet, and the secretary stood up.
それでは皆さん、本日は大変お忙しい中、緊急にお集まりいただきまして、誠にお疲れ様です。それでは初めに、村長さんからご挨拶をいただきます。村長、どうぞ。
座ったままで失礼します。ケンちゃんも座ったままでいいよ。今日は平日の夕方にお集まりいただきまして誠にありがとうございました。また昨日は綿流しを本当にお疲れ様でございました。おかげさまで本年も事故もなく大変な盛況のうちに終了させることができました。祭りにも村中から大勢がいらっしゃり、本当に素晴らしい祭りになったものと思うとります。来たの何人だっけ？大本営発表だと5000人だそうです。
Everyone laughed except me.
今後もますますの文化の向上のために一丸となって頑張ってまいりたいと思います。よろしくお願いいたします。
An applause with only 8 people doesn't sound so great.
それでは引き続き議事の方に入ってまいりたいと思います。本日の議事を君吉村長さんにお願いしようと思います。承認していただける方は拍手でご承認願います。ありがとうございます。それではただいま万座でのご承認をいただきましたんで、君吉よろしくお願いします。
どうもケンちゃんお疲れ様。では司会を引き継ぎましたので、申し訳ない。カーテン閉めましょうかね。
Everyone closed the curtains nearest to them. The sun was still up, but with all the curtains closed, the room became very dark. The village chief explained the details of the incident, as well as what went on with the police. A police vehicle discovered Tomotaki-san's body on its way back to Okinomiya last night. Ushi's special curse unit was standing by, expecting something to happen for the 5th time, so they responded quickly. Since Tomotaki-san and Takano-san were rarely apart, Ushi got in touch with the neighboring prefectural police departments and asked them to look for her. As a result, they found a burned body of a woman in the mountains of the Gifu prefecture, and the body was then identified as Mio Takano. Considering the circumstances, the police ended up labeling the incident as the 5th of the ongoing series of mysterious deaths. When he finished, there was dead silence. I watched to see who would speak first. Nobody said a thing. Then, I noticed Kimiyoshi-san looking at me. Ah, this is where the head of Sonozaki family would speak.
ミオンちゃん、お嬢さんは何か言ってたかい？
Everyone looked in my direction. I was sure they could see the hag in me.
園崎家当主代行、園崎ミオンです。本日は当主お寮に代わりまして出席させていただきました。よろしくお願いいたします。
I became Mion. I tried to become as cold and unfeeling as the Mion I witnessed a year ago. That cold version of Mion was inside of me. That was me. I was her.
不幸にしてお社様のお怒りは5年目にも下されることになりました。大変悲しいことです。
Everyone was held captive by my words. I wasn't a little girl anymore. The hag was speaking through my mouth. They all heard me and trembled in fear.
どうして今年もたたりがあったかわかる方はいますか？
After my question, everyone whispered to each other.
そう。西宮殿の金を犯し、土足で聖域を踏み荒らして汚れを持ち込んだからです。
何いうことだ！
A few elderly men got up and yelled.
アホンタレが信じられん小僧どもだ。腹渡引き裂いても飽きたりんガキ友じゃん。お社様、お怒りをお鎮めください。なんてこと、なんてこと。お社様、お社様。これだからよそ者すっかん。なんも考えねえ。ガクガクもないよ。さらあれすってらんこったになるね。バチ当たりどもんが。
The angry old men yelled even as they trembled in fear. Their sudden change scared me more than a little. Even Uncle Kimiyoshi, who's usually so gentle and sweet, became like a demon of war, cursing those who broke the rule of the ritual storehouse. It had become like a raging ocean inside the assembly hall. Their yells spun about like a whirlpool. They roared, crashed, and howled. Even while doing nothing but watch, I could feel myself turning pale. Mion threatened me yesterday, and Kasai had been shocked this morning. What I saw before me was similar to that. Even the sweet and gentle Uncle Kimiyoshi was saying they deserved to die. I was fearful of the sudden change in those elderly men. More than anything, the fact that they all believed that those people deserved to die for trespassing is what terrified me. It wasn't just that, of course. The real thing I was scared of was that I was one of the people they wanted dead. In other words, it was almost like they were telling me to die of the curse. If they were to find out I snuck into the ritual storehouse, it was very possible that they would strangle me on the spot. I don't know. They might wish that someone would come along and strangle you, but I don't know if they'd have the balls to do it themselves. Even if they sincerely believed it. Actually, they might not kill me that easily. By then, I was certain. The people in this room were true believers in Oishiro-sama, just like the hag. They wouldn't hesitate to murder whoever made Oishiro-sama angry on his behalf. Even if they didn't carry out the killing themselves, they would pretend they didn't see anything. Yes, not even if my head was cut off right in front of them. Everyone here would act in collusion and say I never attended today. If they all testified that they waited and I didn't show, I'd be demoned away. It'd be far too easy for them to erase someone and have them disappear. It was no mistake. The people linking the hag and the curse were definitely here at this meeting. I continued speaking. I was Mion Sonozaki. I was on the side responsible for the curse. Therefore, at that moment, I didn't need to worry about anything. Nobody could tell the difference between Mion and me. That's what would keep me safe.
お静かにお願いします。
ほら、静かに静かに。
Uncle Kimiyoshi helped me to quiet everyone, but his tone was violent. He really scared me. Eventually, everyone gradually became silent.
西宮殿に忍び込んだ賊は4人。あと2人います。
People once more became restless upon hearing that, but Uncle Kimiyoshi yelled at them again and they settled down.
富武さんと高野さんは分別のつくお年だったはずですからね。お社様のたたりが直ちに下りましたが、もう2人は子供です。まだたたりは免れていますが、何のけじめもなく許されることはありません。
Everyone stayed quiet that time. They had all turned genuinely pale, trying not to miss a word I said. After all, they were thinking that the kids I mentioned could be their own relatives, or even grandchildren. They wanted to know who they were, to put their minds at ease.
その2人の狼藉者は、園崎シオン。そして前原圭一。
I could feel the air getting drier. It was so dry it almost felt like it was going to start making a crackling noise.
園崎シオンはすでに
I couldn't even hear the old people breathe. I took a peek at Uncle Kimiyoshi, who was sitting next to me. He'd adored Shion as if she were his own granddaughter, but she had been demoned away. I wanted to see how distressed and sad he'd look. And when I saw his face... Yeah, definitely, disinterested, apathetic. Definitely a heartbreaking expression. I felt a sensation on my back, as if my skin itself was making a crackling noise. He didn't even have an expression on his face. Uncle Kimiyoshi adored me. I loved him, and I thought he loved me too. That's why I expected him to be saddened after learning that I met with such a cruel fate. Or maybe he's just trying not to show any emotion right now. What was I thinking? The memory of his warm smile shattered inside of me. There was no way of describing the fear I experienced in that moment, in mere words. He had suddenly changed into someone I didn't even recognize. Uncle Kimiyoshi noticed me looking at him and spoke.
もう一人の前原圭一は
まだです。
Had to take a deep breath to regain my composure.
西宮殿を犯した4人、すべてにお社様はたたりを下されるでしょう。前原圭一も例外ではありませんよ。
Chilling looks, cruel looks, emotionless looks, shrewd looks, and looks of people who are about to snap. I could feel the demons chewing my words while they stared at me with their sharp eyes. I could see some of them sticking their snake-like tongues in and out. I could see flames in some of their eyes. They were memorizing the names of the intruder the curse had yet to fall upon. And so, the meeting went on. We were told not to tell the police too much, to report what they asked us, and to hold another meeting whenever something of significance happened. If something unexpected took place, we were to get in touch with either the head of the Kimiyoshi family or the head of the Sonozaki family for instructions on what to do. With those closing remarks, the meeting was over. It was already getting dark outside. Being in a valley surrounded by mountains, once the sun went down in Hinamizawa, it got dark quickly. Even if it was hot during the day, it cooled down quickly at night. The elderly people said goodbye to each other and left on their bicycles, on their motorcycles, or in their cars. Uncle Kimiyoshi waved them goodbye and started to head home himself. I called out to him.
君吉さん、この後ご予定はありますか?
I called him Kimiyoshi-san instead of Uncle Kimiyoshi. He stopped.
いや、何もないよ。
家へ寄ってもらえませんか?
お嬢さんが呼んでるのかい?
はい。直接会って話したいことがあるんだとか。
じゃあやるかな。
Uncle Kimiyoshi arrived at the Sonozaki house. He often came to the house to have secret meetings with the hag, so he wasn't suspicious at all. I invited Uncle Kimiyoshi into the living room. I served him a cup of tea and told him I was going to fetch the hag. I left the room and killed some time down the hallway.
ばっちゃ、着替えたから来るそうです。ちょっと時間かかるかもです。
いやいや、ゆっくり待ってるから。
Uncle Kimiyoshi relaxed as he sipped his cup of tea. I sat next to him.
多分、シオンの話じゃないかなと思います。
I mentioned my name and watched for his reaction. Uncle Kimiyoshi looked so grim. I couldn't even tell if he heard me. I decided to continue speaking until he reacted in some way.
シオンは去年がありますからね。北条家の人間なんかと懇意になるなんて。
去年は、爪を剥いで許してもらったんだったね。
So you think that she was forgiven after ripping out her nails? So if you had anything to do with Satoshi's disappearance that year, then it doesn't make sense for you. No. That would you could just be lying in front to me on because you wouldn't want her to know what happened.
3枚剥いで。
Uncle Kimiyoshi folded his arms and thought for a while.
シオンちゃんは今は
地下にいます。
様子はどうなんだい?
Uncle Kimiyoshi sounded worried. When I heard that, I felt relieved that Uncle Kimiyoshi was on my side. His anger in the assembly hall was just an act.
ずっと泣いていますよ。
ミオンちゃん、率直なところ、お嬢さんはシオンちゃんのことをどうするって言ってるんだ?
具体的なことは聞いてません。ご存知と思いますけど、バッチャは怒りが度を超えると逆に無口になりますからね。
西宮殿に入ったんだもんな。しかも自分とこの身内がな。そりゃそうだろうな。
Uncle Kimiyoshi thought that the hag must be unsure what to do with Shion.
おじいちゃんはシオンの処遇どうなると思います？
そりゃ爪3枚よりもっとむごいことになるだろうな。お嬢さんのことだから身内に甘くするってことはないと思う。むしろ身内だからこそ厳しく当たるだろうからな。
何しろ西宮殿に入ったんですものね。それは許されないことでしょうね。
さすがにな、西宮殿はな。
でもシオンもかわいそうかもしれません。だってずっとひなみ沢から遠ざけられてきたんです。西宮殿の不可侵性は知ってはいたでしょうが、そこまでいけないことだという認識は多分なかったんでしょうから。
確かにシオンちゃんは不憫だよな。
Well, at least you acknowledge that possibility, if nothing else.
私
There
か
is some wiggle.
シオンか。
There is some wiggle room, at least for consideration that hey, maybe she just was a bit ignorant about some of this stuff, you know? Which means, you know, possible room for leniency.
背中の入れ墨を見る以外に私たちをどんな方法で区別できるというのですか？何もない。ミオンとシオンなんて区別自体が何の意味もないのに。
Twins are proof of bad luck. One should be eliminated as soon as they are born. Such is the family precept. The hag actually put her hands around my neck right after I came out of the womb. That's how the story went, at least. In the end, the hag didn't kill me, but instead pretended I didn't exist. She forced herself to call one of us Mion and the other Shion. She adored Mion and hated Shion. My sister and I never understood why we had to go through that. We didn't care who was Mion or Shion. So one day, we came up with an idea. We decided to share the joy Mion experienced and the sadness Shion experienced. We often switched places. We were both Mion, and at the same time, we were both Shion. Adults around us tried to put different clothes on us or style our hair differently so they could tell us apart. That was nonsense. No matter what they did to us, all we had to do was switch places, and nobody could tell us apart. Finally, they decided that we switched places because we were always together. On that day, Shion got to go to an amusement park. Since then, we've been separated.
ミオンちゃん、
私にはシオンがどういう処遇になるか想像もつきません。そしてどんなことに決まっても意見できる立場にありません。バッチャは身内であればむしろ意見を聞かない人ですし。
そうだな。お嬢さんの悪いところだよ。
シオンは園崎シオンでなければとっくに殺されていたことでしょう。死に準ずる罰が果たしてどのようなものか私には想像もつきません。殺されなかったにしたって多分一生日の光を見ることはできないでしょう。つまりは鬼隠しということかと。
ミオンちゃん、シオンちゃんは反省してるんだろ？
ええ。
In response, Uncle Kimiyoshi tapped my shoulder and then slapped his own chest. He smiled reliably.
大丈夫。シオンちゃんがちゃんと反省してるなら鬼隠しなんかなるもんか。君吉のおじいちゃんに任せなさい。
本当に大丈夫なんですか？
So you would actually have to try to help her out. Which is certainly gonna make your soon-to-be arriving death leave a very sour taste in my mouth. Shit.
そりゃあお嬢さんは私に意見されたら怒りはするだろうけれどさ。でもおじいちゃんは引かないよ。シオンちゃんがしっかり反省してるんだから、許してあげてほしいってちゃんと頼んでみせるから。
Tears began to fall from my eyes. I knew it. Uncle Kimiyoshi was my ally after all. He said he would forgive Shion. He was my ally. I was so very happy.
本当に去年の北条聡君みたいに鬼隠しになっちゃったりしないでしょうか。
Uncle Kimiyoshi smiled reliably again and told me.
罰当たりの北条家の坊主ならいざ知れず、そのザキ家のシオンちゃんならきっと許してもらえるって。
You know, I think I'm now starting to understand why you were killed. This line right here. This line. May God have mercy on you and in your internal soul. Because Shion, I seriously doubt is going to have any after this. Huh?
北条家の坊主ってサトシ君のことですか？去年の犠牲者の。
北条の連中は仕方ないさ。村を丸ごと売ろうとした売国と同然のやつらだ。そういうやつらなら鬼隠しだってありえるだろうけど、そりゃあ北条家だからの話だよ。北条家の連中は一族老頭みんな呪われて当然だ。鬼隠しに遭うのはそういう連中なんだから。
Well, you certainly seem to believe in the whole sins of the parent mindset. Oh, you stupid, stupid fool. This mindset of yours is gonna get you killed.
だからシオンちゃんは大丈夫。大丈夫なんだよ。
おじいちゃん。でもサトシ君は去年シオンがけじめをつけたから見逃してもらえることになったんじゃないの？
けじめ？なんの？
ほら爪を3枚剥いだじゃないですか。葛西さん、吉郎おじさん、それからサトシ君で3人分。3枚。
え？3枚ってそういう意味だったのかい？
What?
あの3枚はそういう意味じゃなかったんですか？
いや、合ってるよ。関わった人間が3人だから3枚の爪でけじめとしたんだよ。そう私も聞いてるよ。でも葛西さん、吉郎さん、それからシオンちゃんで3枚だと聞いてたよ。
Oh, oh no. Oh no. I'm sorry, but I'm confused. I thought that the whole idea behind that punishment was for Shion to take a punishment on behalf of 3 other people. Not just otherwise, you know, just okay. Then shit. So you're basically saying that she was just going to get punished no matter what. Fuck. What? What? Huh? What? I endured excruciating pain. The first one was my left pinky, then the ring finger, and then the middle finger. People held me down so I couldn't move. But I endured. I had to endure 3 nails. I didn't know which nail was for Satoshi-kun. If my middle finger was for Satoshi-kun, I'd have to endure it until the middle finger was done so that Satoshi-kun would be forgiven. That was why I endured. Even Mion said afterwards, everything was forgiven. Huh? 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 Mion, did you say Satoshi-kun was forgiven? Didn't you? That's what I heard. I think that's what I heard. Or did I? Huh? 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 I felt the air move. There shouldn't have been a breeze in that room, but I felt it anyway. Say your prayers, old man. The cool air stroked the back of my neck. That was when my true self stood right behind me and nodded. Although there was no wind, my hair billowed. The burning wickedness buried deep inside my eyes became visible. Maybe your hair is just poofing up like a Studio Ghibli character does when they get angry or tense.
どうして北条聡君は鬼隠しにあったのでしょう。
え？
聡君のご両親は確かに村を売ろうとしました。お社様のたたりがあったのは当然です。でも聡君はその両親の子供であっただけ。その聡君にどんな罪が？
ミオンちゃん？
聡君にどんな罪があったのかと尋ねています。あなたはさっき罰当たりな北条家の坊主なら鬼隠しにあっても当然と言いました。鬼隠しにあっても当然などんな罪があったのかと聞いているのです。
I could just picture the demonic look that she's given the guy right now, and I wonder how unnerved he must be feeling right this minute. Kimiyoshi didn't know what to say to the son questioned. He seemed dismayed.
聞かずともわかります。園崎お涼が決めたのです。お社様のたたりが及ぶのは北条の姓を持つすべての人間と決めたから。
待ってミオンちゃん。別にそういうことが決まってるわけじゃない。
決めたわけではないのですか？
そうだよ。そんなことを決めたことなんかない。北条家にはお社様のたたりがいずれ下る。そういう話をおぼろげにしたことはあっても、そんなにはっきりとしたことを言及したことは一度もないし、誰もしてないよ。
Really? Can I really trust you, though? Still, if that is true, then that kind of presents a bit of a problem. Because if nobody decided that anything would befall the Hojo family, and yet they ended up getting afflicted by this so-called curse anyway, then then that just makes me question. If you didn't decide anything like this even for the Hojos, so-called traitors of the village, does that mean that you would say the same for all the other people who died throughout the years as well to this curse? Nobody decided that they should be killed in the name of some curse, in the name of Orishiro-sama? know if I believe you.
ではさっきあなたが口にした北条の坊主ならいざ知れずという言葉は何を根拠に出たものなのですか？
ごめんよ、みよんちゃん。あれは、言い過ぎたよ。謝る。
Oh, you definitely should not have.
そういうことです。北条家なら何があってもたたり。北条の名を冠していればどうなろうが知ったことではないという、そういう考えが蔓延していることが問題なのです。サトシ君に罪があろうがなかろうが、北条という姓があればそれで汚らわしい。そういう考えが蔓延していることが問題なのです。そしてあなたはその蔓延でいぶされた汚れた思考に汚染された迷信盲信。許せない、お前のような存在が許せない。お前のような奴がサトシ君たち一家を追い詰めてあんなにもすり減らして、サトシ君がかわいそう、本当にかわいそう。彼が何をしたの？何もしてない、何もやってない。ただ北条であっただけ。それにどんな罪が、罰が、たたりが、呪いがどうして降りかからねばならなかったのか。一体サトシ君に何の罪があったというのか。
She said she said all that in almost one breath. That's quite impressive. Ah! Kimiyoshi's upper body bent backward and fell onto the floor. That was that. I put my stun gun back in my pocket.
ごめん、シオン。今、なんて言った？
ゆうべ、高野さんと富武さんが死んだんだそうです。高野さんは焼死体で、富武さんは自殺みたいな感じで。今朝知ったんです。お父さんが親類の人からの電話で話してるのを聞いて。
As I thought, Keiji didn't know anything about what happened after the festival last night.
マスコミに報道されないのは当然なんです。過去にそうだったから。
Keiji insisted that unless he heard about it on the news, it couldn't be real. But the investigations into the series of mysterious deaths are done in secret now. Of course he didn't hear about it on the news.
村長とか、あと園崎家出身の金バッジが警察に思いっきり圧力をかけたんだって聞いてます。
じゃあ、つまり二人の死は秘密裏に処理されてしまったということか。
そういうことです。もちろん警察は捜査をしてますよ。でも秘匿捜査ということなので、捜査活動にはかなりの制限が加えられているそうです。これは事実上の捜査妨害と言えるでしょうね。
信じられない。人が死んだのにそれが公にされず、ひそやかに処理されるなんて。
もっと噛み砕いて言うと、綿流しの夜に誰が死んでも公にはならないということです。
そんなバカな話があってたまるか。
ケイちゃん、私以前にお社様のたたりは村人が起こしてるかもしれないって言いましたよね。つまりそういうことなんです。このひなみ沢では毎年綿流しの夜にお社様のたたりということにして誰かを殺してもいい土壌がいつの間にか作り上げられているんです。
Yes. That's the truth about the series of mysterious deaths in Hinamizawa, also known as Orishiro-sama's curse. On the day of Watanagashi, 2 people will be killed. The perpetrators are using the curse of Orishiro-sama as an excuse to kill one victim and make another disappear. That's why the curse of Orishiro-sama takes place. That's what happens in Hinamizawa, and that's what happens with the curse. What Kimiyoshi said is all true. Infecting everyone with the idea that the enemy from the dam conflict deserved to die was the root of all of this. That was the system of vague commands used in the Sonozaki family, created by its head, Uryu. One thing that must be mentioned about the command system is that the person giving the orders and the one executing them didn't need to interact in any way. Though Uryu was the commander, she never gave actual orders. She only had to expect something to happen. Every single one of the family council members around her would want to satisfy the expectation if given the chance. She didn't have to be proactive about satisfying it. They could be passive too. But when the chance arose, anyone who knew Uryu's intentions could potentially become the one to execute her orders. Therefore, Uryu would never know who actually executed her order, and none of the relatives knew it either. But they all knew things would conclude just as Uryu wanted, and they could assume it was one of their own who did it for her. This passive support system was thoroughly effective, and it spread all over the village. Its ties became even tighter after the dam conflict. Anyone could be the one to execute Uryu's orders. Therefore, everyone supported each other. If someone did something, then the others would try to satisfy Uryu's expectation in different ways. For example, they came up with false evidence or otherwise passively interfere with an investigation. Even if they didn't know exactly who they were protecting, they'd still work together to protect whoever it was. Yes, I'd finally figured it out how it all worked. Phrased in a more organized manner, it would go as follows. The system of killing 2 people who were unwanted by the village each year required 3 elements. The first element was a region of solidarity. It was created during the long and unique history of Hinamizawa. The villagers' bonds became even tighter during the dam conflict. That was one of the conditions for this place to have a curse. It was an element that was already in the region, not one that could be created. The next element was having the same moral standards. This was a very important element, as the curse wouldn't have happened without it. Also, this element was created by Uryu Sonozaki herself, and now is why she could claim that this system was established by her own will. Having the same moral standards means that everyone, everywhere, acknowledges the same enemy. Even when everyone in the village joined together, it would be meaningless if they all didn't know exactly who the enemy was. During the dam conflict, Uryu Sonozaki made the identity of the enemy very clear to everyone. They couldn't just say that they were against dam construction and that the government was their enemy. That wasn't clear enough. The government didn't really pinpoint who the enemy was. But Uryu made enemies out of the construction site itself, and therefore its manager. She chose targets that the villagers could see with their own eyes. They were clear and easy to understand. The villagers acknowledged that everyone at the dam construction site was their enemy, and that construction site manager was the enemy commander. Using the same method, she labeled one after another as an enemy of the village, practically cataloging a list of enemies to print into the villagers' minds. Earlier, I'd used the term infecting for this phenomenon. Those infected by this idea were the people unconsciously given the orders to commit murder. When the infection spread across the village, when all of Hinamizawa's residents acknowledged the same enemy, that's when Hinamizawa itself became a murderer. Uryu combined those 2 elements. A solidary region and having the same moral standards. Then selected the enemy and spread that notion throughout the village. Yeah, I won't lie. This is a very sinister little system enforcement that you're describing here. And given what little I know of mob mentality and how all that's mob mentality and small town mentalities, it does have some basis in reality, this theory of yours. How it could be executed, I mean. The law would normally have punished both the one who committed the crime and the one who gave the order. But Oryu's system didn't require an order at all. Oryu just had to become concerned about the enemy she had pre-selected. But that alone wouldn't cause the curse to take place. Oryu's concern was likely a safety device, and even when the safety device was off, the curse wouldn't occur unless there was a finger to pull the trigger. The last necessary element was to set a date for execution. The night of Watanagashi. The night to venerate Orishiro-sama, the guardian deity of Hinamizawa. On that night, the curse of Orishiro-sama falls upon two enemies of the village, and they disappear. Everyone in the village acknowledged that as a fact. In other words, if the same incident took place on any of the other 364 nights of the year, it would be nothing other than a murder case. But if it happened on the night of Watanagashi, then it would transform the curse into the curse of Orishiro-sama. The idea that the villagers are allowed to kill their enemies on the night of Watanagashi had infected them. The villagers were the cells of this huge creature called Hinamizawa, and each cell would be taught who the enemy was. The set date was basically a green light for whoever was in the best position to kill the enemy. That was the truth of the curse of Orishiro-sama. Therefore, the one who actually killed Satoshi-kun isn't my enemy. The one who set up this mysterious system, this murderous system, and the one who named Satoshi-kun's family as the enemy, is my enemy. Well, your enemy is dead, so it would be nice if you could just stop. Oh. Wait, never mind. You're going with Hinamizawa itself. To a broader definition, Hinamizawa itself, and the very system of Orishiro-sama's curse, is my enemy. Yeah, exactly. I already killed the hag, the one who designed the system. Kimiyoshi, the one whose job it was to infect the villagers with the system, was already in my hands. I just had to find out who else was involved, and how much. It was like pulling a weed while being careful not to break its roots. I announced that Keiichi Maebara was one of the people who snuck into the shrine storage. I was certain that fact had already spread throughout the underside of the village. In other words, Keiichi Maebara was an object of the curse of Orishiro-sama now. And you pretty much put that bullseye on him. So much for yeah. Although to be fair, you're using him as bait anyway. So I don't really think your intention to really protect him was really all that sincere to begin with. Takano-san and Tomotaki-san were found dead, having been killed in gruesome ways. That was the curse of Orishiro-sama. In that case, they could demon away 2 more people as sacrifices to calm the anger of Orishiro-sama. The set date for the curse was already over. But just like what happened to Satoshi-kun, demoning away was allowed a little extra time. Something would happen to Keiichi Maebara within a few days. I'd wait patiently, careful not to let my enemy simply take Keiichi Maebara by bait. Keiichi had been yelling on the other end of the phone for some time. He kept yelling that I didn't want to go into the ritual storehouse to begin with. He claimed he was simply invited by Takano-san and me. He shouldn't be in danger because of that, he said. He was feeling a sense of crisis and tension. This was going to work. The livelier the bait, the easier it is to spot.
どうしてくれるんだよ。俺は全然関係ないんだぞ。どうすんだよ。どうすんだよ。どうやって責任を取ってくれるんだよ。おい、聞いて。
Shut up. I've heard enough of your pitiful tears. I hung up the phone. Funny how you can't express even a shred of sympathy for him right now. Even though when you felt you were basically under the same situation, you were scared out of your wits too. Funny how that works. There was no point in talking to him when he got like that. Besides, I'd already achieved my goal, which was to make him realize the danger awaiting him. I took a deep breath, and then called the house of the village chief.
はい、君吉です。
園崎です。どうです？村長さんは見つかりましたか？
ああ、ミオンちゃんか。片っ端から電話をかけてみたけど、ダメだよ。見つからないんだ。参ったな。どこで油売ってるのかな。
こっちでも心当たりにいろいろと問い合わせましたけど、全然。バッチャにも相談したんですが、青年団を招集して探し回った方がいいだろうということです。
こんな時間にかい？それに別に行方不明になったと決まったわけでもないし。
綿流しの直後ですから、少し慎重に扱った方がいいとのことです。それでも見つからないなら、明朝警察に通報しましょう。見つかる見つからないは別にして、痛くない腹を探られない方がいいでしょうから。
お嬢さんがそう言ったのかい？
はい。直接声を聞かないと信用できないなら、電話先に出させますよ。
いえ、わかりました。青年団を集めて探しましょう。それで見つからなければ、翌朝に警察に通報します。
青年団の連絡もよろしくお願いしますね。私もバッチャの代行ということでそちらに参ります。
ありがとう。すぐにみんなを集めます。
ええ。では。
The youth group had gathered at the Farood shrine. They're going to try to find the mayor. I also had to go, in the absence of the hag. Just to be mean, I stopped by the underground torture room. Oh, dear. Excuse me. Just to be mean, I stopped by the underground torture room to let the mayor know that I was headed to the Farood shrine to search for him. Incidentally, according to the tab on the keychain, this underground torture room was actually called the underground storehouse for ritual implements. This was the man who was yelling that whoever trespasses on the ritual storehouse should be killed. Although it was an underground ritual storehouse, he was there now, atoning for what he had done. It was pretty ironic. Maybe I was the only one who felt that way, though.
君吉のおじいちゃん、お具合はいかがですか？
Kimiyoshi didn't say a word, but he made a noise with the chain.
今ね、村中でおじいちゃんの姿が見えなくなったって大騒ぎしてますよ。おじいちゃんの家から相談が来たので、青年団を招集して捜索を行うことにしました。これから行ってくるところです。
Was this mean, or what? I'd say cruel is a better word. Kimiyoshi could only make noise with the chain. He couldn't even express any emotion other than anguish.
鎖、少し長くしてあげましょうか？私の質問にちゃんと答えてくれるたびに、そうですね。あと3個も長くなれば、だいぶ楽になると思うんですけどね。
Kimiyoshi's hands were tied behind his back with a tight wire. He was wearing a leather collar with a chain, which was strapped tightly around his neck, too. The collar's chain was on a pulley attached to his ceiling, with the chain pulling him up toward it. Ugh. That chain was very short and pulled very tight. Kimiyoshi had to stand on tiptoes to be able to breathe. He had been like that for almost an hour already. He was already exhausted. If I left him overnight, he'd probably end up hanging himself.
さっきは知らないと言われましたけど、もう一回尋ねます。北条聡君について知っていることを教えてください。ああ、ごめんなさい。喋りたくても喋れません？じゃあ、私とおしゃべりの間だけちょっと緩めましょう。
I turned the pulley just a little to loosen the chain that was pulling on Kimiyoshi's neck. Kimiyoshi's heels finally touched the ground, relieving the pressure on his muscles.
知らないんだよ、シオンちゃん。本当に知らないんだ。
サトシ君が生きてるのか死んでるのか、それすらも？
おじいちゃんは本当に何も知らないんだよ。
ま、ひなみ沢のたたりのシステムはそういう部分で機密性を保持していますからね。おじいちゃんが知らないというのもありえなくはないことです。なら聞き方を変えます。サトシ君がどうなってるのか、君吉家当主の立場でご意見を伺いたいです。サトシ君は死んでる？
Kimiyoshi didn't know what to say. Who would? If he said he didn't know, I'd tighten the chain and leave the room. That'd be like a death sentence for him. But all I said was I wanted him to speak as the head of the Kimiyoshi family. I didn't ask him to tell the truth. But he didn't know what to say to avoid souring my mood and to get me to loosen the chains around him. He was obviously trying to figure out how to make me extend the chain.
生きてるんじゃないかって噂を聞いたことがある。
ああ、新幹線で東京にってやつですね。
警察が東京で姿を見たというようなのを聞いた覚えが。
Ushi had told me that Satoshi-kun had been witnessed getting on a bullet train heading to Tokyo at Nagoya Station. But the police didn't know if that really happened, or what became of Satoshi-kun after that. Therefore, this was simply a random assertion of Kimiyoshi's.
ねえ、君吉家の当主様？呪われた一族、北条家の人間をわざわざ失踪なんていう凝った消し方をしていて、わざわざ生かしておくのにどんな理由があるんです？ないんじゃないですか？それに、その東京で警察が見たという情報ソースを教えてください。私は大石と一時期連絡を密にしていましたが、そんなのは聞いたことないです。おじいちゃん、私の機嫌を取ろうとしていい加減なことを言ったなら、かえって怒っちゃいますよ。
I reached for the pulley controlling the chains around Kimiyoshi, and that act alone sent him panicking as he feared them tightening once more.
ごめんよ。別にシオンちゃんを怒らせようなんてつもりはないんだよ。謝るよ。
私、ご機嫌取りの話なら聞きたくないんで。君吉のおじいちゃんにサトシ君のことを調べる協力をお願いしてるだけなんです。
わかってる。ちゃんと真面目に考えるから。
I took my hand off the pulley. Seeing that, Kimiyoshi began making loud groaning noises to try and show he was thinking hard.
ズバリ、生きていると思いますか？死んでいると思いますか？
生きてると考えるのは難しいんじゃないかと思う。
ですよね。 生かしておくことで伴う膨大なリスクを負う意味ないですもんね。私だって同感ですし。
I really didn't mean anything too deep by it, but what I said truly scared Kimiyoshi.
警察はおば殺しの犯人がサトシ君で、聡子の誕生日プレゼントを買うために貯めてた貯金で逃亡したと、そう考えてました。この辺どう思います？
でもその犯人は確か麻薬中毒の危ないやつだと聞いたよ。
あれどう思います？私は私がこう言うのも変だけど、サトシ君がおば殺しの犯人だって信じてるんですよ。あいつは例えばばあさんあたりに買収されて仕立て上げられた身代わりじゃないかと思うんですけど。
それはおじいちゃんも思ってたよ。突然ひょっこりと真犯人でしたなんて言われて腑に落ちなかった。
やっぱり身代わり？
多分そうじゃないかと思うよ。
何のためにだと思います？
警察はサトシ君が犯人だと思って捜査を進めてたんだよね。サトシ君を鬼隠しということで失踪させておきたいと思うな。警察の捜査がいつまでも続くのは面白くなかったんじゃないかな。
What Kimiyoshi just said is very interesting. He's perfectly correct. If the police continued their investigation, it would complicate things for whoever demoned away Satoshi-kun. Therefore, the hat came up with a decoy in order to bring an end to the investigation.
でもそんな犯人のでっち上げなんてそうそう簡単にできることじゃないですよ。
お嬢さん以外にはできないよ、そんなことは。
ばあさんが裏の世界で相当の力を持ってるというのは私も知ってはいますけど、そんなにもあったんですね。
シオンちゃんだっていろいろとダム戦争の頃から噂は聞いてるだろうし、中には実際に直接聞いたものもあるんじゃないかい？
During the dam protests, I actually saw them issuing orders to my relatives. Like, destroy their heavy machinery, or can we set up a checkpoint to blockade their construction vehicles? They set free their comrades from the police by coming up with alibis, destroying or forging evidence. I had seen relatives do those things, as well as I had calling in counselors to the house to protest. As a child, I was pretty impressed. But when I thought back, it was more than that. She was truly the mastermind who controlled the underside of the world.
シオンちゃんだって建設省の幹部の息子というか建設大臣の孫だな。あれの誘拐事件の話は知ってるだろう。
あれってやっぱ誘拐だったんですか？孫が鬼隠しになって高津戸だか矢河内だかの山奥で見つかったって話は知ってたんですけどね。
あれはお嬢さんの指図によるものだよ。ダム工事の中止の約束が取り付けられたんで孫を釈放したっていうのはおじいちゃんたち旧同盟の幹部ならみんな知ってる。
身近にいすぎて私がよく分かってなかっただけで、やっぱりばあさんとか御三家とか旧同盟って大したもんだったんですね。怖い怖い。
Kimiyoshi finally realized the situation he was in, and he was answering my questions. That made me happy, but the more Kimiyoshi told me the truth, the more I realized Satoshi-kun really was dead. That made me very sad.
サトシ君を鬼隠しにした実行犯は誰だと思います？
I don't know. Until I see a body, I will always have some room for doubt in my mind.
わからないよ。それに誰が実際にやったかは問わないのが不分律だったから。
He was right. That was how the system worked. And so, that was a bad question.
誰がやったにせよ大したものですよね。だって人を殺して死体も出てこないなんて結構簡単なことじゃないんじゃないですか？
誰が殺したかは別にして、例えば死体の処理をお嬢さんが手伝ったという可能性は考えられるよ。今いるここの奥に死体を捨てるための井戸があることは知ってるだろう。
ああ、確かに。どこかの山中に埋めるくらいならここの井戸に捨てる方が絶対に安全ですもんね。
Whoever disappears becomes a sacrifice to calm the anger of Orishiro-sama. That was the rule of this game. Therefore, the bodies must never be discovered. That's why the bodies had to be dumped somewhere nobody could find them. It's very possible that the well was used for that. There is also the Onigufuchi swamp. Then Satoshi-kun is at the bottom of that well. I grabbed a flashlight and headed to the huge cave with all the cells. As I turned on the lights in the cave, Mion noticed me and gave me a worried look. I ignored her and headed to his cell in the back. I was still very impressed by how the well was hidden. It was almost artistic. I shone the flashlight at the bottom of the well. I had no way of knowing how deep the well was. The light of the flashlight wasn't strong enough to reach the bottom. I inhaled, then screamed into the well.
Satoshi-kun!
Satoshi-kun's name echoed again and again. It was obviously a very deep well. I thought of climbing down using the wedges on the wall. But with the flashlight hanging from my neck, I couldn't light my footing properly. And even if there was enough lighting, I didn't know if the wedges were sturdy enough. It would be like committing suicide. Satoshi-kun was at the bottom of this well. We don't know that for a fact. That's when I felt it. A warm hand rubbed my head for sure. Shion, you finally found me. Satoshi-kun, Satoshi-kun, Satoshi-kun. I've been looking for you for so long. I'm sorry I couldn't find you while you were still alive. Sorry. I'm sorry. It's not your fault, Shion. There's nothing you could have done before I was killed. But you did everything you could do after I was dead. Satoshi-kun, I want to join you. I'm coming right now. I'm going to jump, so please catch me. Satoshi-kun smiled bitterly. I was saddened to see him reject me. Shion, I'm happy that you found me. But you are alive, Shion. It's so important to be alive. You can't waste it. If you aren't here, I don't want to live. I want to be with you, Satoshi-kun. I want to be close to you. I want you to rub my head again. I want to spend time with you. I'll be a good girl. I want to be with you. Live. Do I have to? Live and enjoy your life, okay? What's so fun about living alone? You'll find out, so long as you're alive.
生きる。生きるよ。生きる。
The eerie well now felt warm. I wasn't allowed to go down to the bottom. But The edge of this well was the place where you and I could meet.
Mion, Satoshi 君、見つけた。井戸の底なんだね。そうだと思う。そこしかないもん。
Mion started to sob.
ミオンはサトシ君が殺されるところには居合わせなかったんだよね。うん。もし居合わせたらサトシ君を許してもらえるようばあさんに意見してくれたかな。絶対にする。せめて命だけはって。嘘だ。え？嘘だ
On that day, a year ago, I just recalled how cruel Mion was then, when she forced me to rip out my nails, acting in her role as the successor. Well, all that was gonna end up happening, it's not like you were gonna get killed for it, Shion. Yeah, I mean, getting your nails ripped out, it's mutilation at the end of the day. It's not fun, it's certainly painful, I'm sure. But as far as I could tell, Mion had no reason to suspect that you'd be killed at the end of the whole thing. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure she would have said something right when you were still conscious. I mean, for crying out loud. She had her own nails removed right after you got yours removed and lost consciousness. She does care about you. Even if she was there when Satoshi-kun was killed, she wouldn't have stopped being the successor. Satoshi-kun was brought to the torture room. When he saw Mion, I'm sure he thought she would save him. Even as he heard the family head read out his death sentence, I'm sure he looked at Mion and believed that she would save him. He believed Mion was acting that way only because she was with her relatives. He believed she would help him, but she didn't do anything. I'm pretty positive if this scenario actually happened, she would have done something. He was strapped to a restraining device, yet she still wouldn't do anything. Mion was cruel. Mion, isn't it about time to help me? I see. I get it. You're with the rest of the family members, so you can't show even a hint of compassion. That sucks.
Shion は南沢から遠ざけられていて、何からも戸ざまで何も教えられなくて知れなくて。でもあんたは違う。あんたはミオンだった。あんたは南沢のうちにいて、全ての中心で全てを教えられて全てを知ることができた。
Except not really, as Mion has repeatedly told you.
私があんただったらきっとサトシ君を救えた。私なら救ってあげられた。あんたがミオンになったからだ。返して ってミオン。もともとミオンはあんただけのもんじゃない。私のものでもあったはず。それにもともとミオンは私のじゃない。私があんたに貸してあげるようになっただけで本当は私のだったじゃない。返せ、私のミオンを返せ。お前がミオンの外見をしているだけでもブスズが走る。お前じゃなく私がミオンだったら
Wait a minute. Do you mean... You switched? Is that what you're saying? So... Well... So you were actually supposed to be Mion, but you switched with Shion at some point when you were younger, and well, you just let her keep the name, and well, I mean, is that what you're actually saying here? Can I actually take what you're saying here at face value? Or am I just reading too deeply into this right now? Because if you're saying, because you would have been born first then, if you were actually Mion then. So, that would mean, yeah, you're actually the first, that means you're actually the firstborn? But you just swapped places with Mion at some point, and with Shion, and well... Holy shit. Mion curled up fearfully in the back of the cell, as if she were trying to prevent the bars from crashing down on her. I have no idea if I'm reading too much into this right now. They frequently switched as children, switched places, because they both knew that without some means of physically distinguishing them, nobody could tell the two apart. They both were curious to know. They both objected to, and they both objected to the treatments that they would give if they bore either the name Mion or Shion. So they swapped places at one point to know what it was like. Wait a minute. The one time they actually did that, that was when Shion was taken to a park. That's what they said. That's what you said, yes? Only they would end up being separated at that point. The Shion who went out never went home. So you're actually Mion, aren't you? Son of a bitch, that's one hell of a plot twist. I really don't know what else to say. So I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and check out what this tip is about. After that, I joined the youth group in the search for Kimiyoshi. I went down to the town council's phone directory and called to see if he had visited. They had the group split according to the circular notice divisions and sent them to search the town. Everybody seemed to be assuming they wouldn't find him. But since I knew they definitely never would, it was just bothersome to me. Even after midnight, they were still all still enthusiastically looking for him. I bore the sleepiness while yawning. Then I heard somebody whisper. Last year, we did the same thing when Satoshi Hojo-kun went missing. The youth group was looking for someone who would never be found. Just like last year. I was yawning because I knew this. Last year, there must also have been some people who were yawning and grinning on the inside.
去年の捜索って何時に終わりましたっけ？
あ？北条んとこのサトシん時かい？あれは何時だったっけ？
午前の0時過ぎくらいには解散したような気がするな。
It was already 2 in the morning. Although they spent this much time searching for Kimiyoshi, they didn't do the same when Satoshi-kun went missing. After all, some people knew they wouldn't find him. They must have been sleepy. They must have said they should leave it to the police. Shit. I want to kill the people who said that. On top of feeling like I don't really have much of anything useful to really speculate and talk about right now, I also think maybe I'm tired or something, because I'm having trouble speaking. I'm having trouble just talking about simple little concepts that should be easy for me to talk about, like the possible revelation that, well, Shion actually switched places with Mion at just a point when they were separated, and that Shion actually is Mion, and, well, she just let Shion have the name Mion. Which would mean that Shion was actually the Shion that we know is actually the one who was born first, and was actually Mion in reality. But this whole time, they just simply let the status quo be, as even though they both didn't really like it. They mentioned in an off, and I don't remember if it was Shion or Mion that said it, but I think I'm pretty sure I remember it towards the beginning of this chapter. One of them mentioned in an offhand comment when they first talked to each other on the phone after Shion got out of the St. Jude's, that, well, she was born first or something to that, or something like that. No, she wasn't born first, but rather that name was supposed to go to you. The Mion thing, I think. I wish I could freaking remember exactly what they said. So I was right to be suspicious about that one little offhand remark. There was actual meaning to it. Anyway. Yeah, I think I'm just tired. I don't feel like I could really coherently explain my own thought process well enough right now here on the fly. So I'm just going to go ahead and end things here. And, well, if any of you have any questions about, well, what I think about the events that transpired here, you can just ask me in the comments section or something. I'll definitely have all the time in the world to really think my responses through as carefully as I want to. So, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this latest episode of Higurashi When They Cry, Chapter 5. If you did and you want to see more content, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I really wonder, though, what other big revelations am I going to be in for next time? Anyway, take care, guys.